Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update. Monday, January 13th, 10 p.m. Mountain Time 2019. You're looking at the models, and there's a big shift in the weather pattern for the U.S. Cold coming to the northeast, but the big story is Taal Volcano, which we have live, multiple screens, with seismos. And we've been watching it closely. Seismicity has calmed down over the last 6 hours, but major ash activity is pumping out of the volcano. And we'll get to that. Keep calm. It's boom time. Weekend winter storm could mark major pattern change in the northeast. As I said, this past weekend's record warmth may seem like a distant memory, but this upcoming weekend, as forecasts are monitoring a potential for a major storm to develop and deliver widespread wintry precipitation, perhaps the biggest snowstorm of the season for some metro areas. It's getting scariest. Take a look at unsettled Wednesday night through your AM. Large storm setting up Friday to Friday night up in Minneapolis. Omaha will be on the cusp, as well as Detroit. And this will move into the northeast. Take a look at the current models. We just went by them. Wintry mix for Saturday for all of New York State, Boston. New York City finally picking up the first snow of the season, potentially. Work with us. Coast-to-coast storm to bring snow, ice, and rain from the west to the Midwest and the east. The entire mid-continent here is completely saturated, so things are going to get interesting. Low pressure will move into the Pacific Northwest Wednesday with more lower elevation snow, like in Seattle. The storm will track through the plains, Midwest, and east late in the week with snow, ice, and rain. It's too early to determine exactly which areas might get significant amounts of snow, but it will be a ho-ho-ho. Coast-to-coast storm Wednesday through Saturday.
Talk about some serious weather
and
woes.
We're shutting it down because they're starting to chit-chat on our channel. Extreme cold takes over Montana with brutal wind chills expected. Isn't she looking shiny? Where is my picture? Let's blow it up. Oh my God, I can't even see. Okay, caps on. Blues are blocked. Monday morning forecast with Jason Laird. Let's get to it. Arctic air will continue to settle throughout Montana early in the week. Most areas in north central Montana will remain below zero through Thursday. Minus 50. Wait till you see the map. Any amount of wind on top of these already frigid temperatures will cause dangerously cold wind chills. Extreme caution is to be exercised. Are you exercising? Probably not in these temperatures. Schools canceled, delayed as Arctic blast brings lowland snow to western Washington. Gusty winds from the Fraser River Valley brought chilling temperatures into Washington state. Did I say it was going to be minus 50 in Montana just a minute ago? The Pacific Northwest first major storm of the season arrived off of Seattle on Sunday. By Monday morning, 2 inches of snow was reported in Seattle, Kirkland, and Bellevue, according to the National Weather Service. Some areas north of Seattle saw accumulations of 3 to 6 inches. Over 150 schools were canceled or delayed. People were burning their homework. Some areas were hit hard by western Washington snowfall. Here's a video from Cairo 7. Check it out. Links will be below. Many areas of western Washington saw snow Sunday into Monday, which was not a fun day unless you're a kid and you're sledding. And one of the 150 schools canceled. with the North Sound and Kitslap getting slapped, and Northeast King County is the hardest hit. Cairo 7 meteorologist Nick Allard, who's no tard, said Duval received 9 inches. Woodinville 7, Polsbo 8.5, Everett 6, and Linwood saw an epic 4 inches of snow. And Al Gore said ho, ho, ho to Western Washington as he slipped out of town. Big waves caused Wisconsin House to crumble into Lake Michigan. And that's the big story. House is crumbling into the lake. What will it
literally
take
hanging off of the edge? We're actually standing in a neighbor's backyard because it is so dangerous.
Pausation. Well, that was amazing. And apparently this house is crumbling into the sea and we have no bandwidth. A homeowner in Pleasant Prairie and his house is falling into the lake. Another deep week in the west and a change to the east. This map that we're looking at here shows total snowfall over the last 5 days, which should amaze as quick as x-rays. 44 inches, 40 inches, 30 inches, 40 inches, 3 to 4 feet, 5 feet in some regions in 5 days. And the 5-day outlook is for 4 to 5 feet more. Mount Shasta Ski Park, Mount Bachelor, Timberline. Who knew? Who knew? There's your 5-day totals through January 12th, which does not include today. Hey, hey. Northwest is the best. Forecast snow the 13th through the 15th. We're picking up a little dusting and then a schmusting coming tomorrow. Thursday through your Friday, Central Rockies. Here we see that little tippy touchdown here in the Southern Rockies. But the Sierras will be the big winner. We're going to be reporting on those totals tomorrow. Northwest takes up the show Saturday, and the Northeast will take the stage Saturday through Sunday, all the way down to Philly. From Maine to Philly, it will be chilly. And your extended forecast showing that cold temperature pushing down into the east. Let's look at the snowfall totals from the analyzer. Here's your 48-hour totals. Maine's the big winner with 12 to 18 through much of the top of that state. And then the mountainous regions through Idaho, Montana, Oregon, and Washington with record snow totals. It's going to be a record season, record flooding spring. Here's your 14-day temperature outlook. Hello, Iowa. Oh, it's going to be brutally miserable there. They're in the crosshairs of the temperature anomaly map, as well as North Texas, my region, parts of New Mexico. Take a look all the way into PA. There's a big plume coming out here. It's even going to be cold in the ocean. Freezing, those turtles. Who knew? We did. Let's check the GEM models, the CMC, the Canadian model that we've been using. It's pretty accurate. Heavy snow in Oregon, and then there's that northeast snow. It's going to start to pick up there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That'll be your fun day, Northeast. These models will change, but it's looking pretty significant. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, fun day. Maine, it's insane. You're the big winner. And hopefully we'll get some fun snow down here to go snowshoeing and skiing and all the stuff we do down here in the winter, because that's what it does down here. Take a look. Even snow happening in the Atlantic Ocean. Never before reported. Accumulating snow in the Atlantic. Active weather pattern to continue over the western U.S. Heavy rainfall for the southeast U.S. A pair of storm systems moving inland from the Pacific Ocean will keep unsettled weather in place across the northwest this week. Heavy mountain snow, heavy low elevation rain, strong winds are all forecast. Sounds amazing. Let me try to get myself better in this box. Boom! We're all boxed up. Heavy low elevation rain, strong winds all forecast. A front over the southeast U.S. will focus for numerous clusters of showers and thunderstorms, which will be capable of producing heavy rainfall and some concerns for flash flooding as the entire mid-craton is saturated. As we speak, saturation vacation. Oh my God, we just erased an amazing map. Let's get there. Didn't we just do that one? Oh my goodness. I don't even know what we hit, but we closed them all. Take a look. Albedo map, North America. All the way up into the Canada. Most of the Canada is white. Ow! Shut up. Look at how white that is. It's almost like the KKK's up there. And this white pattern is all the way down to Arizona, this snow. And soon the Northeast is going to be covered in it in just a week or so. And so if we extend the albedo to the entire globe, we can say, hello. Take a look. Oh, someone's calling. We don't have time. We're live. Yes. We are live. And we got a call. I apologize. So we can see here, looking at the albedo map, every single region north of 60 degrees covered in snow and ice. Huge ice sheet up in the Arctic. Remember, there's going to be no more ice up there. All of Hudson Bay frozen. And then if we bring it down to 45 degrees latitude, almost all of North America covered in snow above there. All of Russia. Look at that. They were saying it was global warming over there a week or so ago. The entire continent covered. Covered. Totally covered. And then the snow extending all the way down here into Pakistan, where there are people dying. Pakistan is the same as if we were getting snow in heavy amounts in South Georgia, where they're dying. So that's the map. Alberta's vicious cold snap will put everyone at risk this week. That was Leah. I just hung up on. Oh, I got to get back to her. No. Most of the province is under extreme cold warning right now, and most of Canada is going to be seeing minus 45 for the entire week. Extreme cold takes over Montana with brutal wind chills expected. We started with that, and we're going to add this to the Canada section because wind chills and sunburst, Cutbank, Valier, Shelby, Conrad, and Chester counties are going to feel like minus 50 through Tuesday. Yeah, you guessed it. That's their lose day. Sorry, Montana. I apologize. We predicted that a year ago. Extreme cold Arctic outflow warnings issued for much of British Columbia. That's all. We're now like 2/3 of Canada done. And I'm sure it's not going to be warm in the rest of Canada. Let's come check out the GFS or the CMC models over here in Europe. And I want to point out some very devastating things that are going to happen here in southern France. Huge snow event we're going to report on happening right there starting Saturday and Sunday this weekend, Monday, Tuesday, and Monday. We're going to see some significant things coming out of this southern France event. Snow, heavy snow in Spain, heavy snow in northern Africa. We're going to be watching it. Not in the Alps, in some very bizarre regions. So I just thought I'd bring you those models. At least 25 die as record-breaking snowfall buries Balochistan. Now, I just pointed this out, and there it is. A string of severe snowstorms swept through Balochistan over the weekend, claiming the lives of at least 25 people, blocking many key roads and passes, and canceling flights, effectively cutting off Pakistan's largest province from the rest of the world. And that's tonight's first snow boom. Keep going. And prayers to Balochistan. Magnitude 4.0 earthquake strikes Quebec. Rumbles felt in eastern Ontario. It was scary-o. Let's check the seismic update. No quakes of note. Big boomer 4.5 kicking off Puerto Rico. People their pants as the power probably goes out again. Interesting quake happening up here in Poland, 4.2. We have that 3.3 downgrade in Canada, Ormstown, unless that's an aftershock. But notice the lack of seismicity worldwide. Biggest circle on the map over in the Aleutians, Alaska. We had a little banger over in Japan. But we have some blood echoes in Fiji. Keep an eye on it. And Chile, we're still watching you. We're watching you, Chile. We love green chili. We're just like 11 miles from New Mexico. Now, we're expecting major earthquakes to occur in the coming weeks as the solar polar field reverses. Just like back here. See where the blue line went straight up and curved, and then the black line curved. These two things are doing the same thing, and they're both going to curve soon. Now, the data you're looking at is a few weeks delayed, but the current data is we're heading into the solar polar reversal. This is the polar fields of the sun, which would be the transition from cycle 24 to 25, essentially. But these solar polar field reversals kick off major earthquakes. This spike right here where I'm pointing to was the Northridge earthquake, was also a major earthquake, I believe, in, it's escaping me, the Philippines, 7.8, Luzon, maybe. But 1993, 92, bad years at the solar polar reversal, and we're getting into the same solar polar reversal time. Not only that, we're at the deep minimum of cycle 24-25, which is why these major volcanic events are popping off. Cosmic rays are heating the muons in the subsurface of these volcanoes, and they're pissed. Well, actually, no, it's just natural Earth processes that we're uncovering and we're covering at the same time on the channel. So strap on your bootstraps. We're about to get seismic all up in here. And unfortunately, if we come over and look at telemetry, the Phi Angle is at that 180 zone. Let's refresh this to get the latest data. Stick with us. There it is. Oh, it's dropping out of 180. Good news. But we're still in that zone. Everything else is dead quiet. We're down like at 350 kilometers per second on plasma. It is a quiet sun, as it should be during the solar minimum. As we transition to cycle 25. Now, many people reporting on multiple volcanic eruptions from 3 different countries in 3 days, and it's completely unprecedented. And they're completely wrong. This is a minor uptick in normal activity. We've been in a drought for major volcanoes. But as far as the VEI-5 is concerned, it's about an 18-month periodicity of those major Taal-type eruptions. And we've had 3 of them in the last year. So that would be a moderate uptick in mid-range volcanic activity, but nothing unprecedented. When it gets unprecedented, folks, the skies will darken, and you'll be well aware. Like nair on your legs. And no more hair. Here we are live, where people are getting completely insane in the chat. And you can come watch over at Volcano YT. 1,000 people now watching. Usually they only got like 50 in that room. 20. So you can see people worldwide are concerned. 1/1,000,000,000% of the population is in this room. That's how much people care. 1/1,000,000,000. And you can see the clouds and the puffs still smoking right over Manila. I was able to locate the most current update from Taal Volcano Bulletin, 14 January 2020, which is tomorrow where I am. So this is from the future. That's how good we are. For the past 24 hours, Taal Volcano activity has been characterized by continuous eruptions from the main crater due to magmatic and hydrovolcanic activity. This ongoing eruption generated 500-meter tall lava fountains topped by dark gray steam-laden plumes reaching 2 kilometers tall that dispersed ash to the southwest and west of the main crater. Flashes of volcanic lightning were observed at the base of the degassing plumes this morning. It's awesome. It's like a sci-fi movie that we're watching live. Philippines Taal Volcano generates lightning. Here's what caused those stunning displays. If you don't know, it has to do with ionization of particles and rubbing and just like, don't touch me, it's fall. But this has to do with the ionosphere, our waning magnetosphere, and more electricity coming from our sun into our Earth. And as we go into the next spike by 2025, these volcanic eruptions are going to be spectacular. Like, boom. Like, wait until you see it. So I'll leave you links below here for an introductory course on volcanic lightning. There is nothing to return to. 30,000 flea lava gushing Taal Volcano in the Philippines. Well, amazing footage and maybe a career as a YouTuber, potentially, if you go back. Lava spewed from the Taal Volcano in the Philippines on Monday, darkening skies as thousands of nearby residents fled the region along roads choked by cars and ash. President Rodrigo Duterte ordered families of the affected communities to evacuate to safer ground, a process made difficult by poor visibility and, for many, a lack of transportation. Hundreds of thousands of people may ultimately flee the region, officials said. So there is the official word, official said, and the official word from officials that we're officially giving. Lava gushes from volcano near Manila. Tens of thousands of people flee on small vehicles. Here's video of puffing and exploding. Taal Volcano news update. continuing lava fountains were observed, and we have some footage here for you. That is the lava today, 13 January at 3:20 a.m. UTC. Quite a bit ago, but still pretty fantastic. Phil Vox recorded the activity of the volcano continues with lava fountaining. Lava fountains in the north flank remain active. Well, it's not happening now. You have links to the live Taal Volcano footage below. Don't be lazy. Go get it. Worldwide Volcano News Update, Sabancaya. Others still puffing. Sangay to 20,000. Fuego. Popo. Reventador. And more. Another eruption at Taal Volcano. We were watching the end of that. Who's behind those mysterious drone swarms? If you watch Rex Bear's update with Lee Wheelbarger and they get some money together, we're not helping with that fundraising. I have no idea. Maybe I'll just give them the money and get them out here myself. Maybe I'll just buck it up. But if we are planning a trip out there, I'm headed out there because I want to be part of that. I want to get the first footage and find out what's happening with those drones. And there are some people doing investigative journalism like nobody's business. This report from Intelligencer, I want you to read if you're interested in the topic. They dotted all their I's and crossed all their T's, and nobody has any clue, which is why this baby is waiting to be broken wide open. And Lee Wheelbarger has some very special friends with very important equipment that we can get our hands on. For $2,500, they'll get them out here. So if you have people that are going to fund that, contact Rex Bear or I, and we'll make it happen in a week. We'll do it. We'll get out there. We'll find out what these drones are. We'll get pictures of them. We'll take one down. Mark my words. I got that moxie. Recycling is becoming so expensive that some towns don't know what to do. So they just throw it in the landfill, like here, where they pay people to recycle and they just throw it in the landfill because it's cheaper. So that's the state of the nation. It's all about the Benjamins. I'm sure you heard, man rescued after surviving for weeks in freezing Alaska wilderness after he burned his hut down by this SOS pattern he put in the snow. He made a makeshift shelter and lived on his charred tinnies. But we could all learn something about this survivalist and how he was able to survive and thrive even after everything burnt down. But he still knew there was civilization so he could get saved, so he was lazy. That's what I learned. Build 2 cabins, bro. Watch the video. Australia is dropping thousands of veggies from helicopters for hungry animals escaping the bushfires. And rain is forecast by the bomb. One of the few things the bomb have done that I enjoy, the forecast of rain. Thank you, bomb. And thank you for all the people who donated money to drop these carrots down to the wallabies. Because the wallabies are starving to death down there in the bush. And they needed a little bit of nutritional supplements to help them get along and hop around and bounce around. After the bushfires and the coming rains, these carrots will supplement them and get them through the hard times. Big up to all the wallaby bush supporters and the carrots falling from the skies. And that's a carrot boom from the sky. So there is some good things happening from the bushfires. Bad things, bushfire smoke plume destined to reach Australia again after circling the globe, NASA says. So does Diamond, and so does every other satellite, so it's not like rocket scientists. Anyway, bushfire smoke plume destined to reach Australia as we have a plume of smoke moving around the southern hemisphere. Boom! Taal Volcano allows a plume of smoke to move around the northern hemisphere, and we have a cocktail mixing currently. It's like the martini of the rest of your lives. And that is a totally trippy smoke spinning boom in both directions, by the way, just like toilet water. Can solar geoengineering mitigate both climate change and income equality? Well, if you read this article, you may become dumb enough or indoctrinated enough to believe that geoengineering can cause income equality to disappear. So what they want to do is cool the earth. While volcanoes are erupting and fires are burning, they want to put more up there and make it even worse. That is not even the beginning of the situation of the capitulation of your fascination in this world. But we have some good news. Fisherman catches a big old fish weighing 350 pounds off Southwest Florida. This is a Jewfish. I'm no racist. Actually, it's a grouper. But I'm no duper. And can you imagine if you were under this fish when it took a pooper? But I digress. This 7-foot fish is a fatty and could eat your son-in-law or your neighbor, depending on how small he is. Caught in about 500 feet of water on a hook and a line. That's the way I like to do my fishing. Now, I've caught fish equally, well, much larger than this. I caught a 950-pound shark on a line in these same waters. But that's a big grouper. And apparently they're doing well down there. You know, like because we live in the mass extinction and all. EPA science could torpedo Roundup lawsuits. Now, the EPA just got a whole new round of new scientists that said all of the scientific research that have ever been done on Roundup is wrong. It's not a carcinogen. We got our own new scientists. It's totally fine. It's like sweet tarts. It's delicious. And so all the people that won money from all the lawsuits that they spent their entire lives working on, you lose now. Roundup is safe, and they're going to continue to spray it on anything and everything forever. And it will be in all the breast milk, in all the groundwater, and I can't wait for the sun to solar outburst. And if you're as sick as I am about what happens with the crony capitalism in this world, I'm going to be doing an update specifically on this nonsense in the morning. The EPA collusion and the fact that these people need to be held accountable. Let's burn it down. I'll break it down in the morning. Virtual Telescope Project confirms 2020 AV2, the first asteroid found to move entirely inside the orbit of Venus. That's a hot one. That's like burning right around the sun. It's like aiming for the Parker Solar Probe. And scientists found ancient, never-before-seen viruses in a glacier. Dozens of them. Who knows where they are? And I wonder if they're in China right now. And they're new, like pneumonia. Maybe. Glacial viruses are understudied and apparently overvalued and completely a threat to humanity. 15,000 years ago, some water froze up atop the Tibetan Plateau. And now, 5 years later, the researchers have recovered evidence of ancient viruses in the glacier, including 28 viral groups that are new to science. What? Oh, my God. Zombie apocalypse much? Researchers, are we on the cusp of an AI winter? Can you imagine? When they get control, it's going to be like, I saw that movie. And I'm going to be scared. Check out some Sprites. Photographer Yuri Beletsky captured these red Sprites flashing over the Andes in Chile just recently. These are more signs of the times, things to come. I'm no bum. Check out Earth Sky on Facebook if you still use that. And a lot of people are reporting on this Radcliffe, the Radcliffe Wave. The Radcliffe Wave, a gas filament. This is the galactic sheet. This is it. No, it isn't. The Radcliffe Wave is just a wave of many waves that are within our spin of many spins and many swirls and whirls and waves and roller ripples and vortices throughout the entire Milky Way. Go outside and look at the clouds in the morning and look at all the rollers, ripples, and vortices in the sky. An excellent paper in Nature Science, 1976, covered the topic of rollers, ripples, and vortices in the sky. It's not HAARP. It's not you. It's natural variability and cycles due to electrical currents, causing the same vortices in water and the edge of oceans and tidal areas as it does in the skies, as it does in the entire Milky Way galaxy, in the universe itself. Now, the Radcliffe Wave is gigantic. It's not only 500 million light years or 500 light years away from us, but we were to have passed through it 30 million light years ago, and we won't pass through it again in 30 light years ago, and 30 light years from now. It's million. Yeah, it's some ridiculous amount. The scale of this wave is ridiculous. So it's almost like a half a mass extinction cycle, which is 64 million, which some universities think have to do with the arms of the galaxy. And our position actually moves through these arms in a 60 million year periodicity, but maybe it's the Radcliffe Wave. Maybe it's a 30 million year periodicity. Maybe we're just starting to begin that there are cycles upon cycles upon cycles upon cycles. And this is not the galactic current sheet, the one that causes 100,000 year catastrophe on Earth and a pretty regular magnetic reversal every 24, 25,000 years. It's anyone's guess what that wave is, but it's not this wave. It has nothing to do with it. Period. Period. It's too far away. I just put a bunch of cool stuff in a new section in the store. Animal game processing items. If you're into preparedness and if you're into homesteading and you want your own equipment, we're about to butcher our first pig here on site. And we needed the right equipment. So we've been watching all the right videos, reading all the correct books, and buying all the correct tools. And they're now in the store. The exact tools that I bought are in here. I bought this saw. I bought this boning knife. I bought these skinning items. And I bought that grinder. I also got a couple of these smocks. I also have this saw. And that saw. And a bunch of other stuff. Because I bought it. Because I want to be ready. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance when you have to butcher an animal. Because the butcher's out of business. And there's no more fuel at the pump. That's coming soon. Less than 5 years, in my opinion. We are a civilization suffering from controlled narratives from all sides. A handful of critical thinkers around the world are uncovering new truths about trending and long-held scientific theories. About our human history and forecasted future. About politics and the corporate industrial complex. About our abilities as humans and spiritual beings. And in juxtaposition, they also inevitably discover a moment to suppress, camouflage, rationalize, ignore, distract from, and sometimes flat out lie about those truths through news outlets, education, social media, commercial messaging, and government policy and politics. The propagandist scheme to control the beliefs of the general populace is more complex, the agenda much more nefarious, and the division of the population much more apparent than ever before. As distrust of institutional governance grows, the industrial level manipulation of information channels becomes ever more severe in an attempt to retain control of a population with an uncertain future. Join us as we unravel the cosmic cover-up at hand. Likan Gaia, April 4th, 2020. Tickets on sale soon. And I can't even move my face. But I'm trying. There we go. Hope you got something out of the video. The bushfires are circling the planet, mate. And they're about to make their first loop as Taal Volcano hits us from the other hemisphere. Keep calm. Share this video. We love each and every one of you. Thanks to our one-time donors, our new Patreons. And thanks to each and every one of you that shares these videos. We love you. Without you, this would have never happened. Be safe. That's about.